What's up, guys? It's Atomic, bringing another Destiny 2 video. And today I figured we'd take a look at the Witch Queen DLC as a whole, with spoilers included, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, now's your, warning kind of deal. So if you guys don't want to hear spoilers, I'd leave now. But today I'm going to be talking about the Witch Queen storyline and also how well of a DLC it's been. So, if you guys have been playing Witch Queen since launch, which was the 22nd, a lot of people have cleared the campaign. I'm assuming by now. It's been a week, so if you haven't cleared it by now, maybe you were playing another game like Elden Ring or something like that. So, but yeah, if you guys have played through the campaign, you would know that Savathun, we kill Savathun in this DLC. So, with that being said, we also find out some other things too, like how she became like a light-bearing hive kind of deal, and also like what caused that to happen. So essentially, when you get revived by a ghost, you lose your memory. So in the DLC, like 3 of the missions is just getting these like fragment things from the missions and then taking them to her like memory chamber thing and then giving her memory back, and it shows like a little cutscene and whatnot. But so we rejog her memory, and then after we rejog her memory, she turns around and is like, "Oh, thank you for the memory," or whatever, and that's who I really am, and I didn't know that, and all this other stuff. And then there's like another memory after the 3 memories that we find that basically explains like that she was tricked by like the hive worm or something tricks her. I forget. I played through the DLC twice and the cutscene wasn't exactly like clear, but she was like tricked by like either the darkness or the traveler or something like that, or her worm. And essentially, she thinks like her home planet's gonna get destroyed, and it doesn't get destroyed. It like ends up being like, they end up leaving or something, and it doesn't really get destroyed or something. But they get lied to or something like that. And then she just kind of like feeds her worm by lying and deceiving people and causing like mayhem, which is kind of like a toxic trait for the worm to have, but yeah, so essentially they got tricked to leaving their planet, and which was kind of weird because it's like, I don't know, it was a pretty decent looking planet to me. There was like hive worms and stuff, and I don't know, it just looked pretty interesting. But with them leaving their planet, their home planet, like Oryx and Savathun, and I don't know the name of the other hive sister, but essentially they left, and then they became hive gods, essentially, from like the hive worms and stuff. And so that's why they're like so like big and a lot stronger than all the other hive, because they became hive gods with like idols, and other hive like worship her and Oryx. And essentially they leave, and you then find out that Savathun actually tricks the new enemy, which is the darkness. They call him the Witness. You learn about the Witness from Marasov, and Savathun talks about it, and so does Marasov, which is kind of dumb because like if Marasov already knew about this dude, like why the fuck didn't she say anything like earlier? Because like this dude's some bad news, like seriously. But yeah, like essentially Savathun tricked the darkness into like leaving, and somehow she like saved humanity, and then it kind of like that gets revealed after you kill her, which is kind of like a gut punch, I guess, because she then brings, like, before you kill her, she brings the Traveler here to her throne world, into that little satellite dish thing up there. And essentially, just like tries to keep the like use a spell to keep the traveler here and keep it safe essentially from the darkness. Because the throne world is like a construct that she made with like her mind and whatnot. So she tries to protect the traveler, and essentially we kill her, and then the traveler goes back to Earth, and that's pretty much the entire DLC. And then we get to see the witness after we kill her in a cutscene, which all the cutscenes that I've seen in this DLC, it's almost like a movie, like, to be honest. Like a not like a IRL movie, but like a cinematic kind of like you could tell it's like a video game kind of movie. But I mean, it's so good looking, but I can't really say anything bad about the DLC cutscenes. So with that being said, the cutscenes are probably like a 10 out of 10, I would say. And then as far as like story goes, I think the story was phenomenal with how they wrote it and set it up for like the big twist for the villain at the end for the raid boss and whatnot. So with that, with the twist happening and all that, I think the story would be like an 8 out of 10. And the reason I didn't put like a perfect score, because I think the perfect like story doesn't really exist, because I don't know. I just think like there's a lot of moving parts to this story that haven't yet fully come like undone. Like you pull one string and then like two more strings like appear essentially. So it's like it just always keeps evolving, and the plot thickens with every like, you know, newfound revelation about the darkness and the traveler and pretty much all that kind of stuff. The story was a solid 8, I would say, for sure. And then as far as like the characters go, I think the characters that were used, like Ikora and Marasov and Ghost and Finch and Savathun, like those characters like really shaped the story with its dialogue and kind of like interesting kind of play on like the missions and whatnot. Like with Finch, he had to go like do some missions so that way you can gain his trust and we can gain his trust, and basically just advance the story. So with the new Hive Ghost animations too, where you crush the Hive Ghost, honestly an amazing like sight. Even if you're doing it with like a sword, for example, the sword like keeps it in third person and it still looks really good, even with crushing the Hive Ghost from first person to third person. But yeah, so as far as like cinematics and like visuals of this entire throne world, I'd give it like a 10 out of 10. Destiny, the Bungie devs and designers, they always like blow the design and the visuals out of the water, like with this stuff. Especially with DLCs or new areas like Europa. I know Europa's probably not a good one because it's all ice, but they really capture like the atmosphere is always on point. And also with that, I think is it's like a 10 out of 10 for the atmosphere. But also, the one thing I would like to talk about is like the way the missions were set up. So there's only 19 steps to like the actual quest, I would say. Like the actual like story mode. So it's not a crazy long story mode, but like with the cinematics and all, like it's gonna like extend it to like probably several hours of just like nicely written story and gameplay. It's a good balance of like gameplay, and then you get like a 30-second cutscene that reveals some more stuff, and then you do some more gameplay, and then you get like a 30-second cutscene again. So it's really nice having that kind of like balance. I will say I did get a little like annoyed with talking to Ikora after every mission. It was just kind of like really frustrating because it's like we would do a mission, talk to Ikora, go back into another mission, talk to Ikora, talk to Finch, and then back into a mission, and then back to Ikora. It's like a lot of back and forward when it could have just been like mission, Ikora, mission, Ikora kind of deal. But I don't know. I guess, especially with like the memory fragment things, it's like we already knew what the memory fragment things did, so why did we need to go to talk to Ikora 2 additional times for the memory fragments? They could have just did it with like where you do the 3 memory fragment stories or artifact stories, and then you get the you go talk to Ikora, and then you take them all to the thing, and it pieces together like a little movie for one mission. But I don't know, maybe they were trying to extend it out, so I'm not completely like butthurt on like the way the story missions were set up, but I would definitely give it like a 7 out of 10 because the story missions had a lot to do with just talking to Ikora and whatnot. Did I just get stuck? Anyways, the story, I would say, is like the DLC with all the scores that I've given so far. I would say it's a solid like 8 or 9 out of 10. It's a solid story, solid DLC. We got a lot of new weapons, a lot of new mechanics, even a new weapon archetype, the glaive, which is really good as well. It's very polished. I haven't encountered any bugs or anything. But then again, Bungie's bugs are like usually just with like mods and stuff. I know there's like one bug that I actually know of, and that's the SMG and auto rifle mod for unstoppable champions, but that's like the only bug. I haven't seen anything else. So but yeah, if you guys like this video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll be doing some exotic videos coming up. I might actually do an exotic video today. I'm trying to get the catalyst before I do, any sort of like exotic review, but the catalysts kind of take a little bit of time, especially in the early levels of the season pass. So, but yeah, guys, leave a like and subscribe, and tell me what you guys think about the Witch Queen DLC. Is it the best one you've played so far? Is it bad? Is it worse somehow than Taken King? Just let me know in the comment section, and I'll get to it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.